Rest isn't lazy. It's the thing keeping you alive. And if you've spent your whole life believing you have to earn the right to stop, you've been lied to. This is for the woman who's been conditioned to believe that her worth is tied to her output. The one who collapses into bed every night wondering why she can't just push through one more day. The ex-church girl, the chronic overgiver, the woman who left a high-control system but still hears its voice every time she tries to sit down. Your body has been begging you to rest for years, but every time you try, guilt shows up like an uninvited guest. You tell yourself you'll rest after you finish this project, after the kids are settled, after you prove you're not the lazy one that they said you were. But after never comes. Because the lie that rest is lazy doesn't have an endpoint. It just has you running until you break. By the end of this, you're going to see exactly where that lie came from, who it serves, spoiler, it's not you, and what it's actually costing you to keep believing it. More importantly, you're going to walk away knowing that rest isn't something you earn, it's something you reclaim. Let's dismantle this lie together. Welcome to Your Witchy Mother. We cover everything your mother never taught you without the guilt. Body-led choices, steady money, clear boundaries, with practical rituals and zero performance. Hello, I'm Melanie, your witchy mother. I help women who left control-based systems remember their power and live it daily. If you were raised to believe that rest is selfish, you weren't taught self-care. You were taught self-sacrifice. So let's start here. Where did this belief even come from? The lie that rest is lazy didn't just appear. It's baked into capitalism, patriarchy, and for a lot of us, religious conditioning. I, like many Gen X and millennials, grew up in a focus on the family household, the James Dobson kind, where discipline meant obedience and respect meant silence, where the Protestant work ethic wasn't just encouraged, it was spiritual law. Hard work equals moral virtue. Idleness equals sin. For women, it got even more twisted. We were taught that our value came from service, that being a good woman meant sacrificing ourselves for everyone else, that if we weren't constantly giving, doing, managing, fixing, we were selfish. And for those of us raised in high-control religious systems, rest became a luxury reserved for the afterlife. This life was about suffering and martyrdom. You rest when you're dead. So here you are now, decades later, carrying this program in your nervous system. Your body is screaming for rest, but your mind is screaming that you don't deserve it yet. That internal war isn't your fault. That's the lie doing exactly what it was designed to do. Keep you producing, keep you compliant, keep you quiet, and keep you too exhausted to reclaim your own power. The patriarchy didn't teach you that rest is lazy by accident. They needed you tired. Let's get real about who benefits when you believe rest is lazy. It's not you. It's the systems that rely on your constant output. It's the boss who expects you to answer emails at 9 p.m. It's the partner who assumes you'll handle all the emotional labor while they relax. It's the church that told you suffering brings you closer to God. It's the wellness industry that repackaged rest as self-care and sold it back to you at $200 a pop. When you're exhausted, you don't have the energy to question. You don't have the bandwidth to set boundaries. You don't have the clarity to walk away from what's harming you. Your depletion keeps systems running that were never designed to serve you. They convinced you that choosing rest makes you weak, lazy, or selfish. So even when your body is breaking down, you push through because stopping feels like failure. But what if I told you that rest isn't the problem? Obedience is. The system taught you to obey productivity at all costs. And every time you override your body's need for rest, you're obeying that system instead of your sovereignty. So what does it actually cost you to keep believing that rest is lazy? Let me tell you from experience. I spent years, decades, running on empty. I was a mother of 6 in 2 abusive marriages, managing chaos, playing referee, trying to hold everything together while my body kept sending distress signals that I refused to hear. I believed that if I just worked harder, endured more, sacrificed deeper, everything would get better. But my body tried to tell me otherwise. Heart palpitations, chronic migraines that I'm still battling, a literal cardiac ablation because my heart couldn't keep up with my lack of boundaries. I didn't listen because rest felt like giving up, and giving up felt like failure. It wasn't until my world completely shattered when my daughter told me the truth about what her stepfather had been doing that I realized I can't protect anyone, including myself, when I'm running on fumes. That's what the lie costs you: your health, your clarity, your capacity to actually show up for the things that matter. When you're exhausted, you make decisions from survival, not sovereignty. You tolerate things you shouldn't because you don't have the energy to fight. You say yes when your body is screaming no. Rest isn't a luxury. It's the foundation that allows you to live from power instead of depletion. Rest isn't doing nothing. Rest is recalibration. Here's what the patriarchy doesn't want you to know. Rest is not inactivity. Rest is how your body remembers that it's safe. Rest is your nervous system exhaling. Rest is the space where clarity, creativity, and intuition live. When you rest, you're not being lazy. You're creating the conditions for your magic to work. Think about nature. Trees don't apologize for winter. They rest, regenerate, and come back stronger in the spring. Your body is no different, but we've been taught to see rest as weakness instead of wisdom, as indulgence instead of intelligence. And that belief keeps us trapped in cycles of burnout, resentment, and depletion. So let's reframe it. Rest is the most revolutionary act you can commit in a system designed to keep you exhausted. Because when you're rested, you're clear. When you're clear, you're powerful. And when you're powerful, you stop tolerating the systems that don't serve you. If you're waiting for permission to rest, this is it. You don't have to earn it. You don't have to be productive enough first. You don't have to collapse before you're allowed to stop. Your body has been asking for rest this whole time. And every time you override that request, you're choosing the programming over your sovereignty. So here's your new truth. Rest is not lazy. Rest is not a sin. Rest is sacred, and you are allowed to claim it without guilt. Not because you earned it, but because you're alive, and living requires tending. That's the work, not pushing through, not powering past, but listening to your body and honoring what it needs to thrive. If this opens something in you, if you're starting to see how the lie that rest is lazy has kept you small, depleted, and disconnected from your power, I want you to watch my free ceremony called You Don't Need to Protect Your Energy, You Need to Reclaim It. This ceremony will walk you through reclaiming your energetic sovereignty so you can finally stop giving your power away and start living from a place of clarity and strength. The link is in the description below. Go watch it, let it land, and then come back and tell me what shifted for you. The world doesn't need more exhausted women trying to prove their worth. It needs women who are rested, clear, and ready to lead from power. That's you. Let's do this.